Okay, so something huge, and I mean huge, is happening right under our noses in the financial world. We're talking about a massive shift where public companies are now going all in on Ethereum, literally making it a core part of their treasury. A whole new corporate playbook is being written, like right now as we speak. Let's get into it. To really set the stage, just look at this quote. This is from Tom Lee, the chairman of Bitmine, and he's calling this Ethereum's ChatGPT moment. So what does that even mean, right? Well, he's basically signaling that Ethereum has finally hit that critical tipping point. It's not just some speculative crypto anymore. It's becoming a foundational technology, totally ready for serious, big money Wall Street adoption. That is a massive statement, and it perfectly frames what's going on. So how did this all kick off? Well, if you've been in crypto for a minute, you've definitely heard of MicroStrategy and their absolutely gigantic Bitcoin stack. What we're seeing now is basically the sequel to that story. Companies are taking that same aggressive buy-all-you-can playbook, but they're applying it to Ethereum. And trust me, one company is absolutely leading the charge. And that undisputed leader, the absolute 800-pound gorilla in this new room, is a company called Bitmine Immersion Technologies, ticker BMNR. I mean, these guys have pivoted their entire business just to become an Ethereum treasury machine. They are completely, totally all in. And when I say they're all in, I am not kidding. The sheer speed and scale here are just incredible. Look at this. They went from about 300,000 ETH in mid-July to nearly 3.4 million ETH today. That is a staggering pace. This isn't just a company buying some crypto. This is a full-blown strategic campaign on a scale we have just never seen before with Ethereum. So what's the end game here? What's their ambition? It all comes down to this one number, 5%. Bitmine has this publicly stated goal they call the Alchemy of 5%. Their entire mission, their reason for being right now, is to acquire 5% of the total circulating supply of Ethereum. Just let that sink in for a second. This is way more than a bold move. It's a strategy that could fundamentally change the supply dynamics of a global asset. But Bitmain isn't alone in this race, not by a long shot. Two other major players have jumped into the arena, and what's fascinating is that each of them has a completely different strategy. So let's see how this incredible competition is shaping up. So here they are, the two main challengers. Sharplink, that's ticker SBET, and Ethzilla, ticker ETHZ. Sharplink has this cool nickname, the Yield Flywheel, and they are all about one thing, growth, making their ETH work to generate even more ETH. Then you've got Ethzilla, the NAV Grinder. Their whole game is about value, using some clever financial engineering to directly reward their shareholders. I mean, it is a classic growth versus value showdown, and it's playing out in real time. All right, so let's break down Sharplink's Yield Flywheel. It's this 4-step cycle, right? Step 1, they sell company stock to raise a bunch of cash. Step 2, they immediately use that cash to buy more ETH. Step 3, and this is where it gets interesting, they deploy that new ETH into high-yield staking protocols, basically putting it to work to earn rewards. And step 4, the real kicker, those returns are compounded, which grows their total ETH per share over time. It is all about maximizing the return on the asset itself. Now, let's flip over to Ethzilla's NAV Grinder, because it's pretty much the mirror opposite. First, they wait for a moment when their stock is trading for less than the actual value of the ETH they're holding. Step 2, they sell a little bit of that ETH for cash. Step 3, they use that cash to buy back their own company stock. And by doing that, they reduce the number of shares out there, which leads to step 4, it automatically pumps up the value of every single share that's left. It's pure, clever financial engineering. Okay, so this whole clash of strategies, this huge philosophical divide between growth and value, it is all building towards a massive climax. There is a single day coming up real fast, and it is going to be the first true test for all three of these titans, a real moment of truth. And that, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Which one of these strategies is actually better? Is it smarter to aggressively grow your assets like Sharplink is doing, or is it better to directly reward shareholders like Ethzilla? The market is absolutely dying for an answer. And we might just start to get one on November 14th. You see, in this really rare alignment, all three companies are scheduled to release their quarterly earnings reports on the exact same day. This chart shows you exactly what's at stake. For Bitmine, the market wants to see them report around 3.3 million ETH, and they'll be looking for updates on staking yield. For Sharplink, it's all about the returns from their massive $200 million deployment into DeFi. And for Ethzilla, everyone's watching to see the impact of their $12 million in stock buybacks. As you can see, the potential upside for all of them is just huge. So if you're watching all this go down on November 14th, here is your cheat sheet. This is what you need to look for. For BMNR, the big question is, are they still on track for that crazy 5% goal? For SBET, it's, what is the real-world yield they got from their big DeFi play? For ETHZ, how much did those buybacks actually boost their per-share value? And maybe most importantly for all three of them, are they going to double down on these strategies? But look, when you really take a step back from the day-to-day stock movements, this whole thing is about so much more than just which company is going to win next quarter. We've got to look at the much bigger picture here. What we are really watching here is a grand experiment playing out in public. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporate bet on the future of Ethereum. These companies aren't just passively buying an asset, they are becoming a powerful new force, one that's actively shaping its future. So the real question we're left with isn't just about which stock will win this battle. It's much bigger. It's whether this absolute tidal wave of corporate cash is about to fundamentally reshape the entire future of Ethereum itself. And that's something we'll all be watching.